This podcast is for fellow little sisters,
only children who wish they had a little sister, older siblings who miss their little sisters.
We're just your little sisters. Unhinged,
Unpaid, unstoppable. Little sisters, big opinions. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is Ashley,
Shelly, and Tori.
Welcome to the Little Sisters Big Opinions podcast. So today we're going to be introducing you guys to us, who we are, and as well as what this podcast is going to be about. So we are Ashley, Shelly, and Tori, and we are all the youngest of three girls.
Yep.
This podcast is going to dive into hot takes, deep talks, and everything in between. So first, we're going to describe who we are a little bit. So we all picked 3 words to describe ourselves. Okay, Tori, why don't you go ahead and tell us what your 3 words are?
Okay, so my 3 words to describe myself were stubborn, witty, and emotional.
And next we'll go to Michelle, and in true Michelle fashion, we asked for 3 words, and you have how many?
Yeah, a little bit more. I would say I'm sarcastic, spontaneous, sometimes a little dramatic, and I have my blonde moments, aka putting like 10 words for the three word to describe ourselves.
And for my 3 words, I actually asked my sister to describe me in 3 words. She picked creative, spontaneous, and reliable. Now we're going to talk about our passions and interests. Tori, you go first.
Okay, so one of my passions is aesthetics because I am an esthetician, and also it allows me to be creative, which I do feel like I'm a creative person, and then also connecting with people just in general when I am feeling social.
All right, Michelle.
Definitely pickleball is up there. That takes up most of my personality now. I love movies and TV shows, and I feel like a lot of random hobbies I'll pick up.
And for me, I would say I love doing anything creative or crafting. That is always fun for me. So we asked ChatGPT to give us a hot take about ourselves based on what it knows about us. And Tori, why don't you share what yours was?
Okay, so mine is that maximalism is better than minimalism.
And do you feel like that is how you feel?
Yes. I like colorful pattern type, just like big things. Yeah. And clutter.
Clutter, yeah.
Love the clutter. No, I actually hate it, but it just happens.
All right, Shelly, what was your hot take?
Mine was that Taylor Swift's best album is not what you think. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan. I can't lie. I'm really not a fan at all. But I do like some of her old music when she was more country.
Okay, and now my hot take was that Trader Joe's is overrated.
Don't tell me that's true.
Honestly, I shouldn't feel that way, but I'm feeling like maybe deep down, I do feel that way.
Should we get into mine and Tori's lifelong friendship?
Yes, let's do that.
All right. Okay. Go ahead, take it away.
No,
I mean, we met each other in the womb.
We did a little fist pump.
Yeah, there was no choice.
We're
just
twins.
Just vibes, yeah.
We're fraternal twins.
Yeah. No, but we grew up down the street from each other. We always saw each other.
We did. We didn't really have a choice, but once we were able to make the choice, we just decided to stick with it. So yeah. I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys live where you do now when you were growing up?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Because our families had both lived in like different towns before, but once they had us, we were like 3 minutes from each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So they knew what they were doing. They were like, all right, we got to keep these two close.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What
do you think?
No, I don't know. Yeah.
What do you like? Some people are obviously forced into being best friends because their parents are best friends, and your parents are friends.
Yeah.
But what do you think made you get forced into being as close as you guys are?
I feel like it was the fact that our older sisters are the same ages and they were so close growing up that like we would all have play dates and me and Victoria were just forced to hang out.
We just kind of like observed each other for a while, and we were like, We had a lot of time to like really observe each other until we made the commitment of like
Yeah.
actually being friends.
We would play Polly Pockets like next to each other, not with each other. So it's like
We had quality enrichment time in our enclosure.
I feel like most of the time we were fighting as kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What age do you think you were when you finally became best friends?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Probably last year. No, I'm just kidding.
Still working on it.
Yeah, have we established that?
Honestly,
best friend.
I feel like in my opinion, I don't think we could put like a date on it because I don't even remember.
Think so either.
Like,
She's always been my number one.
oh,
Don't get emotional.
I know, just kidding. Ew, that's gross. Don't look at me.
Yeah, no, I couldn't put an age on it.
No.
I'll tell the story of the jealousy that I felt in preschool.
Oh.
Did you go to the same school?
We did.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm sorry. That was,
No, I did too. I became British.
Um,
that was so rude of me.
yeah, so this was probably my villain era.
It's never ended.
I was very happy on my own going to the Lollipop Tree preschool. I loved going to preschool. One day, the teacher made us all sit down on the circle rug. And I was like, okay, this is weird. And the teacher's like, okay, everyone, we have a big surprise. The next thing I know, Victoria walks in the door. Never in my life have I hated her more. I was so jealous. Everyone in the preschool class had to sit down and clap for Victoria coming through the doors. And she was just the happiest kid. I remember she came over and gave me a hug. And she's like, it's so great. We're in the same class now. And like, my blood was absolutely boiling.
I feel like that honestly sums things up in the sense of like, you will always be able to see right through me. Like, even if people are like, oh my gosh, Tanner. Like, not that you think poorly of me, but like, you just actually know me. And I feel like in that moment, you were like, guys, it's gonna wear off. Like,
she's not what she's all cracked up to be. Somehow our friendship survived it.
and also I think what's helped our friendship is that we have seen each other at our weirdest and most awkward phases, and we may still be in those phases, but
Yeah.
I would say the peak maybe has already passed.
Yeah. Also, I owe my life to Victoria. I think you've got to tell that story.
I honestly forget that story. I wonder sometimes if you made it up.
Yeah. No, it's real.
So you can tell it.
No.
I don't remember the details.
Oh.
It meant nothing to Tori. Michelle's hanging on to this. It meant nothing to Tori.
I was like, another day. No, I feel like I remember it from you telling the story.
Yeah. No,
But,
I
like-
remember it clear as day.
But I remember the story, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a floaty and
Yep. I was showing off my new water shoes at the pool. Who wouldn't?
cute?
And I forgot that I didn't have my floaties on. I couldn't swim yet. So I just like dove right into the pool with my new water shoes on and I started drowning. And before, like, my mom saw it happening, but she couldn't get to me fast enough. Along comes little Victoria on a pool noodle. And she just picked me up and put me and like plopped me in front of her.
Stop. Yeah. That's so cute. Wait, how old were you guys?
Probably like 4 or 5.
I'm so cute. Ugh.
Oh my
And it was right while we were in
gosh.
preschool, so I was like, oh my gosh, I hate this girl even more.
That was your test though. Like, what if you were testing me and then that's what like
I think
made
that,
you be like, okay.
yeah.
And do you guys feel like you have similar personalities or you're the opposites and that's why you work so well?
I think we feel very differently about like most things, like a lot of things. We could always, regardless of that, we could always find a way to have fun and enjoy each other's company. And I think we like that about
Yeah.
each other.
I think we're similar enough, but also different because we do have the same personality type. So in some ways we are very similar, but I just think we have different like opinions on things.
Sometimes strong viewpoints, other times like one of us feels strong about something and the other is just like,
Yeah.
okay.
And I think that comes down to both of us being stubborn.
Yeah. I know, I wasn't that in your description.
I know, it should have been.
I put myself out to
Yeah.
dry.
Should we now talk about when I joined the chaos of
Yes,
Yes.
So, quick math here. I think we became like main characters in each other's lives
Yeah.
It's so funny because I underestimate this. I think it was like 8 years ago.
It was 8. That's
Yeah.
the number that was in my
Yeah.
head too. Yep.
Yeah. And I knew you guys existed.
Mm-hmm.
I've probably known you guys have existed for like 13 years maybe. But
Yeah.
you guys you're younger than me. So
Yeah.
we were in the same friend group, especially at that age. You know,
Yeah.
I was first friends with Rachel, Shelly's big sister. And I got closer to you. And obviously, you and Tori are a package deal. So I got close to Tori. And like, I think you guys going to Nashville was our.
That
You guys told me
kickstarted it.
Yeah, like Rachel came home and she's just like, those two do not stop. And you guys had some like
Yeah.
hilarious stories. And even when you were telling me the stories of like what happened on your trip to Nashville, I feel like it just felt like we need to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
And then I think we all realized like, oh, we're also the youngest siblings in our families. And there was like some similarities.
It all
about
made
that.
sense. So
Yeah.
we had to start it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since doing the podcast, I feel like we've just become that much more close. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was kind of like the point, like after Nashville.
Yeah,
Like, hearing about that's
Was
funny.
that your first vacation, like kind of alone, like adult vacation?
We've definitely gone away together, but it's always been like, well, because we'll go away to like Maine and stuff.
Yeah, or like the Cape.
But like,
do little trips.
yeah.
That was the first big
Yeah,
trip
like I
that
feel
Last
like
time we flew on a plane for a trip was Florida in like 2018.
Oh yeah.
So that was,
That
and that was kind of with like a group still.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess, yeah, it was maybe our
like
first
kind
time.
of your own kind of on your exploring type
Yeah.
of vacation.
And it was just like the chaos of planning it. So much
Up
to it.
until your most recent trip, one of you hadn't bought a plane ticket before.
That was me.
Oh, that was
Okay.
Michelle.
But I did it and I booked my first hotel.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
And it all turned out
It did. It was a great spot.
proud. Yeah. Proud
Yeah.
of myself.
Do we
Mhm.
feel the need to tell people how old we are?
I'm okay with it because I'm the youngest one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I thought we were the same age for a second, and then I forgot you're
Sorry.
baby.
okay. Michelle, how old are you?
Yeah. I am 23.
23 and me.
Yeah. Yep.
Tori.
I'm
Bankrupt.
24.
Tori's 24 and so disgusting, but I just turned 30. It's so upsetting.
She's 30, flirty, and thriving.
Yeah. I know.
30.
I'm not too flirty because I've been married for 10 years.
That's
of,
true.
Or no,
That's
9
true.
years
Yeah.
of
Forget I said
my
flirty.
20s. Yeah, so let's get into why we mesh well. I'll take Tori's. Tori is always super easygoing,
Mhm.
down to do anything. Like, you definitely bring great ideas. You're not someone that's just like, oh, yeah. Like, you're not a yes person, but you're very supportive. And, like, if you disagree, you're like, you don't just disagree to disagree. Like, you always have your reasons.
Yeah.
and You've thought it out.
Yeah.
Ashley, you are the planner.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast would never have happened without you.
Yep.
I think me and Victoria would always talk about it, but like neither of us is.
Just like a
Gonna
lot
get
of
it
our
done.
ideas, which one
Yeah.
episode we'll have to talk. Sorry, but we have to talk about the party that we were trying to plan at Dollar Tree.
Things just never happen.
Stop.
for us.
We need to have a whole
We
episode
have
on
a lot of-
on failed. Okay, back to Ashley though.
No, I
I'm
feel
writing
like
that
I'm
down.
that way too. Like, I
Yeah.
always have ideas. For some reason, I really believed in this podcast.
Okay.
And I was
Aw.
like, we're going to do it.
I love it.
And I'll say this too about
Yeah.
the podcast. I threw it out to a few people, like thinking they'd be like, oh, yeah, right. Like, that's stupid. And I would say there was a lot of people that were supportive of us. doing the
Yeah.
Podcast, which was
Mm.
surprising.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think we're
And maybe they're all laughing at us now, but
Yeah,
you
who
know,
knows?
it's been fun to make. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but back to Ashley because, well, were you gonna finish saying, or do you want me to?
You can chime in because I don't remember where I was going.
Okay. No, I was just pretty much saying, like, because I know you said she's the planner, and she definitely doesn't stop working on something until it's done, even if there's, like, you know, something, like, she can put it on the shelf if she needs to, but she's definitely making sure it's done so that it's ready for us. And, like, even today we came in, and even though we kind of helped with the room, she finished it. She mostly did it. It looks amazing. It's not done yet, but you guys will see it soon. And I was
Yeah,
like,
we'll post
jaw
pictures.
on the floor. So she gets it done.
She does.
So sweet,
Yeah,
guys.
because I feel like we're filled with ideas, but Ashley is the only reason why
Yeah.
any of it all gets done.
That's
Yep.
guys. That's really nice.
Yeah.
And let's talk about Michelle. Shelly.
Oh,
Keep calling you Michelle.
Shelly Belly.
Shelly Belly. So I'll go first, and I'm sure Tori will have plenty to say.
No, I want to hear what you have to say more.
Michelle is
I love Ashley's
like,
cheeks.
I feel like you always have such an interesting perspective on things. Whether it's like a very
Peculiar.
funny perspective or a super weird perspective.
that's true.
But you come with the like interesting
I think
views.
outside the box.
Yeah, you do. Way outside. Yeah. It's okay, Tori.
Yeah, I would say, always has funny, interesting hot takes. And I think another thing too is like, obviously when you're close to someone, sometimes you think that, like, me and Michelle are on the same page about certain things, but then I realize like our personalities really are so different in our interests, which is what I love because that's what makes us like who we are. But I love when you say something and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I literally never thought of that. Like even though we're close and like can relate on certain things, like sometimes you'll say something and I'm like, I would have never thought of that in a million years. So I like the uniqueness and like it's always something interesting and like thought out or just interesting.
Right back at you, kid.
Thanks. I don't know if that sounded like a compliment, but it was.
Yeah.
No,
I took
I
it.
think.
yeah,
I
she
think
understands you.
Yeah.
Um.
Fill in the blanks.
Okay, so I think to end this little intro to us, we should kind of just go into what people can expect when
Yeah.
listening to this.
Okay.
I'm not going to reveal them just yet, but
Mhm.
we're going to have some fun segments that we do monthly and weekly. We are planning on putting out one episode a week, which I say that now, and we'll see if that's maybe a little too...
That's the goal.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
that's the goal. We're hoping that those episodes come out on Wednesdays. People
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
expect to
Middle
get
of
an
the week.
episode,
Pick me up.
on Wednesday.
Listen to us on your way to work.
Right. We're also expecting that our episodes will probably be close to 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not trying to drive you guys crazy. Maybe a little less sometimes. Maybe
Yeah.
if we have a really interesting topic,
Yeah.
maybe a little more. Yeah. And then as far as like what our topics are, we have no answer for you there.
Yeah.
It could literally be
A random thing
anything.
of the week.
Yeah.
Random stories.
Mhm.
Yeah. How we're feeling that day.
Yeah.
And did we mention that we will have guests sometimes?
Oh, we did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting because we already have some people lined up. Some people don't know that there are guests yet,
yeah.
but they are.
yeah.
And they're going to be really funny.
Mail every.
You'll get a golden ticket in the mail.
Exactly.
Oh my God. We should totally do that.
Yup.
A Tony's
Be
shop.
on the look. Be on the lookout for your golden ticket. And then also we do have an
Oh.
Instagram, Little Sisters _ Big Opinions. So go and follow us there, and that will keep you up to date on everything that's going on and what to look forward to.
Yeah. We'll
All right,
eventually post on there. We do have a profile picture, so making strides. Go check it out to see what we look like in cartoon form.
Yeah. Okay, guys, stay tuned for our next episode. Bye-bye.
Or don't.
Little Sisters, Big Opinions, the podcast of stories, chaos, and spilling the tea because no one's safe when you're the last of three.